career, but Key's right. I mean, beating the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes was the thing heading into this game.
But it was how he did it, and it was the fact that this team is depleted. I mean, when you got Tyson Williams, you got Devontae Freeman, you got guys that are just being signed.
Totally.
And I give him all the credit in the world. I think his impact goes beyond the stat line for how he leads his team. You can talk about 4th and 1, them going for it, that moment with Coach Harbaugh, and I get all that. But I give Greg Roman a lot of credit in this game. You see the way they picked on Chris Jones all night long? I mean, the Chiefs moving Chris Jones in that D-line to the outside. I mean, that RPO and that zone read, they were able to destroy them all night long.
The thing with the Baltimore Ravens is last night, and I heard it on multiple different platforms, the only way they're going to beat the Chiefs is if they kind of enter this game like, well, what do we got to lose? Because of all the injuries they had. You mentioned the running back room, their secondary was depleted, their offensive line had issues, so on and so forth. And I think the cards were stacked against the Ravens so much in that way that really, at least I didn't, going into this game, I'm like, how are they going to do this? How are they going to overcome it? Well, I'll tell you how they can, because they have Lamar Jackson as their quarterback. That's how they're able. And a good defense.
I didn't necessarily think that they'd win the game. I thought that because it's just Kansas City, and Kansas City has so much firepower and their defense is playing okay, that, it would be a good game. I didn't think that Baltimore would win, but I also didn't say they couldn't win, because I know how the NFL is. No matter what teams a favorite, whatever the case may be, teams go into places and upset people all the time, or teams that have a lack of players, they upset teams all the time. So it's kind of like, I could see with this type of athlete in the ability to do so many different things other than just traditional drop back passing. He puts so much pressure on the defense with his ability as a dual threat. You've got to account for him so many different ways. He threw a pass in the middle of the field to Hollywood Brown where it looked like he was going to run the ball. Then all of a sudden he stopped in mid-air and decided, I'm just going to play backyard boogie real quick. I got a guy who's wide open. Most quarterbacks would panic in that situation. I don't think people appreciate that type of play right there.
It was like a jump shot pass.
Yeah, but he originally was going to take off and run, and then he realized,
it's wild, because
of the ability to keep his eyes and head downfield, even though he was going to run, saw Hollywood Brown break open in the middle of the field, pulled up, and decided that I had enough arm strength, even though I'm going to throw it in midair.
People just don't like it because it's non-traditional, Key. It doesn't look like the old quarterbacks back in the 60s, drop back in the pocket, and it looks so different. It's so awkward for people.
That looked like, to be honest with you, though, me and my boys was texting, that looked like Friday night football right there.
Yeah.
That looked like high school Friday night football. But I'll take that all day long if it's going to give me a W.
Hey, for sure.
But some people, like Jay say, they looking at that, they're going, that can't last in the NFL. Well, how many times are we going to keep saying that?
It's a wrap now. Right? This is what the Ravens do. They do things unconventional. They focus more on the run than they do on the pass, and it's worked for them. I mean, they were going to their second, third, fourth string running backs last night, pulling guys off the practice squad. I mean, there are worse options than Devontae Freeman, but I mean, come on.
But Shay, can I ask you this? I literally thought with 3.5 minutes left when Patrick Mahomes got the ball, I was like, this game's over. This game's a wrap. Well, there's too much time on the clock.
Exactly, because the Chiefs know how to win games. But apparently so do the Baltimore Ravens. That's Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. So was the Ravens' win over the Chiefs the most impressive win of Week 2? That's what we're asking right now on the Dr. Pepper Twitter feed at KJ and Max. Be a part of KJM Nation on the Dr. Pepper Twitter feed, or call in line. It's 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729